Hey, welcome back guys to tuts.com, and as I promised I would be showing you how to export data from MySQL database and insert it to a CSV file. So what we're gonna do out here, inside the folder we had like we created last time, that was CSV. I'm gonna create one more folder and I'm gonna name it to export. Okay, and out here I will create a new file. I'll name it to index.php, and I will create a new folder that would be uploads. So this would be the folder where we would be saving our CSV files. So very quickly I'm gonna open this file with my text editor with some HTML markup, and out here we would be creating a form. Method would be post, action would be index.php, and guys, you don't need any enc type because this time we are not uploading any files. Okay, so you don't need that. Out here I'm going to create a submit button, and its name would be submit, and the value would be submit or whatever you guys want. Okay, so what we're going to do, once we will click this particular button, we're going to run a query, and we will run the functions that will go ahead and that will get everything from this particular database. Okay, not this one, that was CSV. Okay, it will get everything from this particular table and it will insert it to our CSV file in the same way, in the same pattern. So what we're gonna do for that is we have to write some PHP here on the top, but before that I will run this file. So I'm gonna say export. Okay, here we have our submit button. So as always, I'm gonna say if is set $post submit, that if the submit button has been clicked, then go ahead and do everything, otherwise I don't consider anything. Very first thing guys, we want is we have to create a file. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a file out here. The file would be in our uploads folder. Okay, after that I'm going to run a function that would be start to time. This will give us a current Unix time. So and the reason I'm doing this, it will make it will make every file unique. Let's say if I'm making a file right now, it will have a different name. If I will make it after 1 second, it will have a different name. Okay, so that's the reason using the time function. So I'm gonna say start to time. After that I can say YMT, so get the current time, again a period sign, because this is a function and now we have to append a string. So the string would be .csv. Okay, so first echo it out. I'm gonna say echo file name to give you overview what exactly we are doing. Come back, refresh the page, hit submit. It says upload/CSV. It's not creating any time for now. Let me check out why. Okay, we have to say now. Do it again. So I got it. Okay, so it says upload/17. If I'll refresh again, see it has a different name because it was after 9 seconds, after 2 seconds, after again 2 seconds, again 1 second. So every time it's gonna calculate the current time, and then it's gonna make a file with that name. Okay, now we are able to make a file. We are not gonna echo it out, we would be using it, but before that we have to run a query, and that query will be to get everything from our MySQL database. So I'm gonna say MySQL query select all from test. I believe that's all. Select everything from test or die MySQL error. But guys, before we will select anything, we will have to make a connection on the top. So what I'm gonna do, I will grab the connection we made earlier out here. So I'll copy everything from the top and I will paste here. So right now we will get everything from our database and we will get it in the form of associative array. So I'm going to say $row will be equal to MySQL fetch an associative array. Guys, if you want, you can use array, but once you are dealing with files, I would recommend you try to go with associative arrays. Though they both are almost similar, if you want to read more about them, you can go to php.net. So what I'm doing is I'm getting everything from there in form of an associative array. So next thing we can do, I can echo $row, it will show you array, just to give you guys, it says array, right? So that means we are able to get everything in the form of an array. Guys, now the things will get a bit complicated, but don't worry, we're gonna make it, really smooth. One more thing we have to do is we will have to open our file out here. So I'm gonna say fp and the function fopen to open any file. The file we want to open, that would be the file name we created out here. And after that, how we are gonna open the file, we're gonna open it in a write mode so that we can actually write to the file. If you remember, last time we used R for the read mode. After that, we have to create a couple of variables. So the one that okay, the first variable would be, say, separator. Okay, that would be equal to nothing for now. The second variable would be comma, that would be equal to nothing for now. The reason we are creating these variables so that we can use them later in order to get the result and to insert it to our database. Okay, and guys, then we will have to run a for each statement in order to get everything from this array. Right now, $row is equal to an array. We will have to get the actual value of the fields, and for that we will have to run a for each statement. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say for each $row, that is our array, as $name, and get its value. Okay, it's a very simple and a very basic for each statement. If you guys have no knowledge about these for each, then I would say it will go over your mind. Otherwise, I think it's quite simple. So if I will echo $name, we will get some value from our database. Then I'm gonna do a break tag as well. Okay, go ahead, refresh. See, we got ID, we got the first name, we got the last name, and we got the email. So if you will come out here, it's ID, first name, last name, and email. And guys, in order to pull up these actual values, instead of printing out the name, you can print out the value. So you can say value, go ahead, refresh. See, it says 9, name, last name, email. Okay, so it pulled up the very first row. So the name will give us the heading and the value will give us the actual value. But very first, we want the headings to be inserted to our CSV file.